Hello and welcome to my Hack Shack located right here in Los Angeles. My name is Johnny and I support horror. There's been a couple films that I've reviewed lately that have come from IFC films such as The Wretched and Swallow. Both movies were awesome and had totally different styles, so I was excited to see that there was another film being released by IFC Midnight called Relic. I decided to sit down and watch this one without knowing much about it. It's nice sometimes to just not watch the trailer for a movie, no matter how badly you want to see it, and just go in blind with no expectations. That's exactly what I did with Relic, and I'm glad I did because this movie had some good surprises. Relic is a horror drama film written and directed by Natalie Erika James. Christian White was a writer on this film as well. Kay and her daughter Sam head to their grandmother Edna's home after being alerted that neighbors hadn't seen Edna in quite some time. Upon arrival, they find the house is empty and grow concerned as they see that the inside of the home is molding. And they discover a bunch of handwritten notes of reminders like take your pills and creepy phrases like do not follow it. It turns out that Grand Edna has dementia and is slowly deteriorating in front of her daughter and her granddaughter's eyes. After Edna returns to the house, there's a sense of relief, but really the nightmare has only just begun. Okay, right away, within the first few minutes of this movie, you feel a sense of dread. Yes, the subject matter isn't all sunshine and rainbows. You have a lost granny with dementia and two of her loved ones trying to find her. So right there, the dread is lurking. But it was the dark aesthetic tones and the cluttered and molding house that was deteriorating, and the slow, very slow camera movements that helped perfect that dreadful feeling. I love when a movie can do that, and Relic displayed it beautifully. Not giving anything away here, but there was this shot sequence where the camera was tracking on a person, and it was doing this slow fade in, fade out transition as it was tracking, moving along the body. It was as if someone was closing their eyes and opening them back up very slowly. Anyway, I just thought it was clever and another simple action to make us feel the morose and dread. There wasn't much gore or jump scares in Relic, but that didn't keep this movie from being creepy. The scares were more bone-chilling, the kind of scare that just makes your eyes widen, not the kind that makes your heart jump in your throat and spill popcorn all over your date or something. Just simple things like a shadow in a doorway that moves, or a decrepit hand that would just show up on screen slowly without you even expecting it. I'll tell you one thing though, Gran got super scary. In the beginning, she seemed harmless, and you knew there wasn't a lot going on upstairs, but she didn't pose as a threat. But as the movie went on and her physical body and mind were deteriorating, she went from this harmless old lady, the type that would hand out dimes to trick-or-treaters at Halloween, to how can I say this as kindly as possible? Your reaction will be like, oh my God! And you'll want to turn off the TV before she crawls through it and grabs you. Gran's actions in this movie reminded me a lot of the character Deborah in The Taking of Deborah Logan. Toward the end of the movie, Gran's behavior gets a little erratic and sinister and even a little violent, just like Deborah Logan. And I believe both characters had some form of dementia. And man, the performance of Gran, aka Edna, whatever you want to call her, by Robyn Nevin was harrowing. Some of the looks that she'd give her granddaughter or daughter in this movie made me feel extremely uncomfortable. And she wasn't even looking at me. It was the long, creepy deadpan stares that did it. And wait till you see close to the end of this movie, Gran goes off. You'll see how spry she is for an older woman. Now, I'd categorize this movie as a slow burn. You know, it takes a little bit to get going. But I felt like the dreadful and dark atmosphere that they created and the whole mystery of the house and Gran's condition just getting worse and worse and worse I really don't think the slow burn is a bad thing in this movie. I thought it was great. Because guess what? It kicks more into high gear when the third act begins. For those of you who don't really like the slow burn, don't worry, because in the third act, the camera movements pick up, they're faster, it's more frantic and more tense. Now, one thing did surprise me about this movie. Believe it or not, it is incredibly sweet. And you'll see exactly what I mean in the last remaining minutes of the movie. The last few minutes of this movie are a bit scary, sweet, kind of creepy, and sad. It's really a mixed bag of emotions that does leave you with a bit of a heavy heart. And Relic heavily relies on symbolism and metaphors to get its point across. It's about abandonment and the terrors of dementia and how it can affect a person and their loved ones. This one may hit home if you have a family member with dementia or you know someone that has it. I do recommend renting this one. As I said earlier, IFC has been releasing some really good content lately. I rented it on iTunes, but just do a quick Google search of the movie and I'm sure it'll pick up all the watch options for you. Okay, horror fam, I'm going to go for now, but just want to say thanks for coming by, watching this video, coming by my channel. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I hope you do so now, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And let's be friends to the end, people. You know you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Horror Hack. Once again, my name is Johnny. Keep supporting horror, and this has been one hack of a show.